nut here, it just bolts on. It's pretty sturdy. It ain't gonna go nowhere. This line, the one, I guess it's the passenger side line, that one wasn't that hard. It's probably the easiest line to install, at least for me. Just goes down here. There used to be a hose that ran here. You just take that off. The end of the fitting is right down there, if you can see it. I would recommend, when you put this on, just do all these lines by hand at first, then tighten them down, because they're a little bit of a pain in the butt, but they'll eventually line up. To put this line on, this line is a little trickier. You have to remove, well, I have an intercooler. You won't have these pipes probably, but if you had an intercooler, you got to remove these pipes. If you don't, then this won't exist on yours. You got to take this off, the AC compressor. To take the belt off, you see right here, this pulley, put a socket on there. I think it's like 18 millimeter, I'm not sure. This will pull back, take the belt off. This, you got to take out these 4 bolts. 1, 2, 3, 4. And this piece will be free. I took my AC line off. You don't have to if you don't. You may have to, maybe not, I'm not sure. But if you take this off, it's going to leak all your Freon out. Mine was broken, so it didn't have any in it. But if yours has Freon, that may be an issue for you. I'm not sure if you take this off. You may not have to, I'm not sure, because it does have a flexible hose here. So you may be able to just lay this out of the way. Then you have to take off this whole bracket. You'll see here where these bolts down to, you got to take this off. There's a bunch of bolts in the front. There's 4 of them. You kind of see, like, there's one down there. There's another one tucked up inside here, you can't see. There's one down there you can see, and there's one at the bottom, I believe. Then this piece will come off, and you'll be able to gain access to putting in this. Oh, you can't even see in the video. You can sort of see it right down there. Be able to get access to put that nut on. One second, let me get up here. Oh my God. The back lines. The back lines. The passenger side wasn't that hard. It's right behind the turbo there. Mine's really hot. I don't want to touch it. I just drove this, but you just unscrew the old one, screw the new one on, put that on hand tight at first. The driver's side is a pain in the butt. If you look, you see there's that brass fitting there. See that piece of brass, if you can see it? So that brass fitting, I believe, came with the kit. I don't remember, but I think it did. You have to grind a little bit of the back off. Let me see if I can get a closer video for you. You see how it looks like little ground on the back? I had to grind, see it's a little rough. I had to grind a little bit of that off so you can screw it on. Now the hardest part of that line is actually feeding it through to connect up to the front here. Sorry, there's a lot of shit in the way. You can see here, it joins, one side is here. The other line comes from the front, it comes around there. And if you look, it goes on the outside. You see the pipe over there? See it? It goes on the outside of the pedestal. Don't try to put it through. I did that. That's why I have that cut mark. It was a disaster. It goes on the outside of the pedestal. Once you have all those lines together, you just tighten everything up. Once they're all hand tight, make sure everything fits, it's correct, then you just tighten everything up. If I remember, there was 2 hoses for the fuel bowl. One of the ones you don't use, and one of the ones you do use. It looks like you use, I did this a while ago, you use the one that's closer to the front of the engine. The one that's pointing to the back, you don't use. Yeah, it's just cut off over here. So I just left that there. You don't use this. This one you don't use. This one, I had to bend this up a little bit, but you just bent it up and I put the hose straight on the regulator here. As far as like the wiring is concerned, it's not that bad. It's not that bad. I just put a self-tapping screw here. This comes with the kit, I assume, if you got the wiring harness. One of the lines, if you look in this kit, goes to where the, if you look, used to be where the, sorry, it's this line. It used to be where the fuel bill heater was. I think it's like the yellow and brown wire. He has it in his picture if you look. That's that one. I was lazy. He has those 2 yellow wires you're supposed to connect. So like an inertia switch. I tried it, I broke it. So now they're just hot wired together. So if I do crash, this will not turn off. And then this end here, this comes right around. It just goes to the positive side over here. And it's grounded to the body, someplace over here. Oh, here's the ground. It's on this side here. As far as the fuel filters and things, this is where I put them. It's kind of right in line with the door. I have an extended cab. Just drilled out 2 holes. See, the frame's full of holes. Just drilled 2 holes out bigger and stuck it there. Make sure it's level. I put it unlevel at first, so I had to take the whole thing off. It's a pain in the ass. And then, yeah, it's really the fuel line, if you can see, like the blue line. You just kind of run it right along the side of the engine. I ran it, you can sort of see it. The blue line's here, comes around, goes through the frame, it just tucks right around the front. And I still have the selector switch. I don't know if I can get it. I used the factory selector switch, I didn't remove that. I have that line just coming around and go straight into here. I would fill these up before you turn on the truck though. If you have any questions, you can just comment. I'll try to answer them best I can. Thank you, bye.